Hello everyone, this is Noodle and I am on the Altai Range map, raging towards the most important spot on the map. And how many times in how many games do you see someone do what that player on the right hand side with the jet just did? On the new China Rising maps, jumps in a jet, jumps in a helicopter, races towards that flag with the bomber at it, and just bails. Completely wastes that perfectly good jet that to start the round out. Completely wastes a perfectly good helicopter. But really, is what they just did smart? I can tell you one thing, on the Altai Range map, it's pretty much the dumbest thing you can do. Yes, you may get that D flag, you may get that bomber, but the D flag is not the most important flag on the map. And this is where using your noodle, like my motto says, comes in. The most important flag on the Altai Range map is C flag, and it is for this exact reason. C flag is the only flag on the map in which you get a tank. You say why? Well, why does a tank matter? There's tons of vehicles on the map. The tank is the most important armor piece in the game, is the most powerful armor piece in Battlefield 4. And by having this tank, you are just one step up on the other team, and it makes a huge difference. LAVs, one-on-one, do not compete with a tank. As long as you're using your head, you're moving around, you're almost never going to get killed by an LAV if you have a good loadout. And with that being said, you do have to use your head when you're in the tank. Because you have this important armor piece, when you get in this thing, you have to be careful. You have to go slow. You just have to respect the battle line. And by battle line, what I am talking about is, just like in real life, there's a battle line. Enemies on one side, and you're on the other side. And by respecting this battle line, and moving behind it, and not overstepping it too quickly, with your tank, you can pretty much dominate this map. There are so many rounds where I've done this, hopped in the dirt bike right from the get-go, raged my way down to C, hopped in the tank, and just like in this little round here, going like a 10 or 12 kill streak right out of the gate, and just leave everyone on their heels on the other team, because you have the most powerful tool on the map. And you say, well, you can get taken out by helicopters, you can take out by jets, but in this map, like I said in one of my earlier videos, the anti-air vehicle is so powerful, and there's two of them per side, that helicopters, jets, almost have no power on this map because it's so easy to destroy them, especially with the passive radar missiles, the noob weapon that it is, and the 20mm cannons on the anti-air vehicle. So with that being said, having this tank is so important. And when you're using the tank on this map, you have to think about a few things. What kind of loadout do I want to use? Do I want to go for a full-on armor loadout, or do I want to go for a mid loadout? And there's a couple options you have. For example, right here I'm using the Sebo shell for the anti-armor, and then I'm combining with the 50 cal machine gun for that up close and personal social work, taking out the infantry. But honestly, you probably don't need the Sebo shell. I would much prefer the AP shell, the armor piercing shell, due to the simple fact that it does take out infantry very well. But you also could go with a full-on armor loadout and just kind of hang back a little bit more and allow your LAV drivers, allow your anti-air drivers to take out the infantry. And by doing that, you use this loadout that I'm using right here. I use the AP shell, which is pretty good at taking out personnel, and I use the staff shell, which, as I've said before, is an incredible and completely unmatched combo of taking out vehicles. I mean, the staff shell and the AP shell take out tanks in a blink of an eye. When you're just going against LAVs and anti-air vehicles, it's nothing. It's like shooting butter. And that's why the tank is so important on this map. And one of the keys is to just work slowly. Don't push yourself. You do not want to lose this thing. You want to keep this tank up. You want to keep it repaired. If you get hit, go backwards. Get out of the way. Let your other vehicles do the work. Allow them to take the armor out. So if you do lose this vehicle, it is a huge disadvantage. I've seen rounds won and lost, or like my team has lost the C flag and the other team has gained it and they have the tank. That is huge due to the fact that the C flag is hard to take because you're coming down the hill. The other team can fire out of the C flag up the hill, which is completely exposed on either side, especially when you're on the Chinese team. The Chinese team has it so much harder on this map because the road to the C flag is completely exposed and everyone goes to that. The US side comes right out of their spawn, goes to A, and then just continues on driving down the hill. And they have a lot more cover down the hill there. A lot more rocks. They have a lot more just things they can hide behind, and their hill's not as vast. From the Chinese side, the hill is much more open and you are exposed much more. And these are the things that you have to think about when in game. How do I attack these objectives? What is the best objective to take? And what objectives are good to take with certain vehicles? For example, this D objective right here, I'm not getting up in there. You know why? Because there's 10 guys who can run around me with C4 and in 2 seconds I'm dead. These are the things you have to think about while playing Battlefield. It is a difficult game, and you just have to, like I say, use your freaking noodle. Because when you're thinking, you're going to do better. There's so many players in this game who just run around like chickens with their heads cut off. And if you just use a little bit of brain power, you can outthink them. I thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, hit that like button. If you didn't enjoy it, tell me what I did wrong in a comment. And if you want daily updates, daily strategy, daily tactics, subscribe for more. My name is Noodle, and until next time, always remember, use your noodle.